On to public comment. Or, I'm sorry, announcements. Skipping over things here. I guess I will start since I'm in this spot, or unless you want to go first.
I can real quick.
Yeah, how about it?
3 things that I have tonight. Congratulate the Topeka Fire Department. They won the Battle of the Badges flag football game. They helped raise over $18,000 for Special Olympics.
Wow.
Fire Department defeated Kansas Highway Patrol. Topeka Police Department and the Shawnee County Sheriffs also participated. Tomorrow is the final pitch for the Encore Gin to Gin Grand Prize, $50,000. Topeka has 2 representatives there to pitch. You can watch the pitch live on the encore.org Facebook page at 11:25 a.m. if you're interested. And also, the city survey will be going out, mailed out tomorrow. If you receive one, we ask you please complete it, provide us your input on how we're doing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I even jumped you, sorry.
11:20 preliminary agenda will include 2 presentations. That we have a Public Works quarterly report and a Utilities quarterly report. Consent agenda, we have an expenditure ordinance. Action items, we have an ordinance for Gage Center Master Plan Amendment for zoning that's located at 1301 Southwest Gage Boulevard. And the non-action items will be discussion on an ordinance relating to grease and septic tank report documentation.
Fantastic. So the only update I have is the ever infamous baby size, and apparently it is the size of a New England cottontail rabbit. No idea where she came up with that. We'll skip Mr. Henderson and come back. Mr. Patika.
I just want to take the time to thank everybody who got involved with the most recent midterm elections and did what they could to get the vote out, because their work seemed to really make a difference in participation. And that's what I was really trying to make, not party affiliation or anything, just get out there and do it, especially when you chime it right in so close to Veterans Day. It reminds people that that's what they fight for. And for us to ignore that privilege is a disservice to their service. So I want to thank everybody who took the time to register and to go out and vote. And that's all I have. Thank you.
No problem. Mr. Cohen?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. You know, there's always something going on at Farallon Plaza, and right now we have something really neat called Canstruction. So if you've ever heard of Canstruction, they take canned goods, and they build a design out of it. So you've got Christmas trees and Santa Claus, and the Grinch is out there. So challenge you all to come over to the west side and check it out. Thank you.
Mr. Lesser?
Oh, it's to benefit harvesters.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I just wanted to say this weekend is CASA's Homes for the Holiday Tour, Saturday and Sunday night. Tour tickets can be purchased at the CASA of Shawnee County website. So wonderful cause. Weather should be okay, so get out and take a look.
Ms. Hiller?
I too wanted to thank people for getting out to vote, and I cannot pass up the opportunity to note that our new governor is a resident of District 1, Topeka, Kansas, till she moves to District 9, but that's okay. So I'm really proud of that. Also, of course, Bill Rippon, who was our city park planner for a long time and has really helped us do bikes and trails and the parks to date, will be our new county commissioner, and that's a real plus to have somebody come through the city ranks and be in that position. With a side note to Chris Palmer, who also is from District 1, who ran a good race against him and is with Cornerstone. So I look forward to all those good things continuing. I want to give a shout out to the CIT, the Behavioral Health Unit from the Police Department that got the award at the League of Kansas Municipalities meeting a couple weeks ago. That was the, let's see, which award was it? The Public Safety Award at the League. And third, I ended my comments at our last meeting with a story that was really troubling to me that I wanted to share with all of you. And I wanted to give you sort of a happy ending update to that story. First, I wanted to make sure, and police and fire are still here, that my constituent Steve Leffler, who lives at 1204 Taylor, where the big fire was at 1200 Taylor, did comment right away that he thought the police and fire services when that fire occurred were just great. And he added to that when we talked today, I just wanted an update that the Red Cross also showed up right away to help people in that situation. Recall that 1200 had just gone through the tax sale, was vacant at the time, and caught on fire and burned badly. We weren't sure what would happen with that, or whether the title had transferred in time, and that it caught the Leffler's house on fire, and they were in there, the couple and a grandchild. It turns out that the new owner who bought the property at the tax sale is going to proceed and is well underway in rehabbing 1200.
Wow.
It's going to be really nice. It turns out it was a young contractor in his company that got it, and so they are working away, and it is likely that the house will be valued in the $130,000 to $200,000 range when it's finished. And also, my constituent's estimate is that after all the work that he's done and all the years that he's waited, that when the new house is complete, it's likely that his valuation will go up at least $30,000, and it'll make such a difference to that whole Holiday Park neighborhood. So I just wanted you to know that that one, it looks like it's going to have a really good ending.
That's fantastic. So they're going to put it back together
Yeah.
in some fashion.
And he's already he got insurance proceeds and is well underway. I mean, he lost the siding on his house. It impacted his deck. He's had to do roof work and interior work once that's all done. So, and he was just the neighbor. So it's big, but it
Thank you.
looks like it's going to work out well.
Ms. Clear.
You each got a bracelet from Soul Reason, and they're the organization that gives free new shoes to kids in need. In fact, I just had an email the other day from a lady who hasn't been able to buy her kids new shoes in 3 years. And so we're going to get those to her as soon as possible. They are sponsoring the Nathan Harmon. This guy is awesome. He's the #1 school speaker in the nation, and he's going to be at Hayden free event on Thursday at 7. And these kids draw to him like a magnet. I mean, he's awesome. If you can get there, do. And Sheepdog Impact Assistance is having their 2nd annual turkey trot, and it's out at Forbes. And last year they had 250, 300 people.
Wow.
So a lot of people from out of town. First thing, 7 o'clock. Anyway, go on their website if you want to sign up for the turkey trot. And that's it. Thank you.
Fantastic. Ms. Ortiz.
Thank you, Doug, you can be my witness. The chief brought some materials to me, the fire chief, and placed them at my desk. You've seen that. I'm a little bit puzzled. It's Safe Seniors, so I think he's calling us all old. So I'm going to hand these out to everybody. He wants us all to be safe. Let's see, let's get that down there. And I was looking at it, be a firefighter in your own home. Don't be a victim of crime. So it's got some good information for you and your constituents. I want to thank the fire chief. This is November and not October, but all information is well. Thank you.
Quick note, I forgot to mention, I will be out next Tuesday, so I will not be here, but the mayor should be here, so be back to your regularly scheduled programming. Mr.
Nothing, Deputy Mayor.
Okay. All right, so we will proceed on to public comment, unless there's anybody else. Sam Riley.
Good evening.
I hate to be a nuisance, but I've had a problem since February. I've done everything I could to try and mitigate the problem, but I keep getting nice little notices at 7 o'clock at night. And I've done everything that the city, the prosecutor, I've done everything I could do to mitigate it. So
What do you
Where
get
do I go?
citations for?
it's for my race car. It's the noise ordinance. I went out and I put mufflers on it. Because I went to court, they dismissed the case by the city prosecutor. It was me, my attorney, the judge, and the prosecutor. I guess no one ever notified my neighbor across the street, and they weren't at court. So I put the mufflers on it, had them welded on, took it home. Right before Halloween, I knew it was going to get cold, so I started it up and I flipped it around and put it nose first to my house garage. 2 days later, day before Halloween, 7 o'clock at night, got a knock on the door. It was Officer Bracken again, with this nice, nasty grin. When he come to my house on the 10th, when I spoke to you, and you said something about the decimal levels, and amending the rule to that, I was told if it got dismissed at court, I would be done with it.
Well, that only works for that particular incident.
Well, I mean, that's what the people across the street agreed with. The
You'd have to
problem
back that up.
is they were never notified. And Officer Bracken was never notified. I was the one that had to let the police department know that the case got dismissed, and I don't know if the Fredericks have ever been notified or not at this point. I haven't fired the race car up since. I will probably fire it up for the Thanksgiving parade, but that's probably going to be the last time for this year that I fire it up, because I'll pull the motor after that. But I don't want to have this issue again next year.
Well, sir, you need to move your race car out of the city limits then. We have a noise ordinance for a reason.
That's correct. And the combustion rule, I welded the muffler on it, so I've met the combustion rule. The problem is there's no decimal level. So what is loud to them may not be loud to me. I've messed with race cars for 20 years. I work at a train yard. So what is loud to me is not loud to them. I could understand if it was more than one neighbor complaining about it. But I lived there before they did. They knew the race car was there. So my issue is if you know something's there, the guy lived there before you, why are you going to complain about it? I've given them notice when I'm going to fire it up. I told them in February, hey, look, I'm getting ready to work on the race car. It's getting ready to be race car season. I'm going to start working on it. It'll be fired up. I at least gave them that courtesy. I don't fire it up before 8 in the morning. I don't fire it up after 10 o'clock at night. You just had the Blizzard Bash here in Topeka. None of those demolition derby cars have mufflers on them. They've got the pipes sticking straight out of the hood. How many of those people live in the city of Topeka?
I don't know, but they were inside a building.
But here's the thing. Where do they work on those vehicles at? They work on them at their house.
I don't know that. I mean,
Because most people don't have shops. We do this as a hobby.
I understand that, but the issue is the noise ordinance requires you to be quiet in the city limits. And if your car is louder than what is deemed quiet, then that's why you're getting tickets for it. When you were here last time, sir, we discussed that you needed to move it out of the city limits.
And I did. And I was told by the city prosecutor, if I brought it back in, muffle it. So I welded mufflers on there. I did what they asked.
Sir, have you bought a tool to measure the sound to show that it's noticeably quieter? They're on Amazon, they're not expensive.
Okay, I asked Officer Bracken when he come out, could he do the decimal level reading? He said he didn't have the tool.
Okay.
Point of order, he's out of time.
How much time is left for him? Okay.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
So, that's my point. I'm not the only one in the city of Topeka that has a dirt track race car. I'm not the only one in the city of Topeka that has a recreational vehicle that is allowed. But because of the one neighbor, I keep getting citations for it.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if City Manager Trout or City Attorney Robertson, I know there's been some correspondence with Mr. Riley on this. I don't know what the status is. The last time I think I got some correspondence was about a week and a half ago. I don't know if it's possible for somebody to follow up and just tell them what the status of this is. Because I think to Mr. Riley's point, it is a very subjective thing. What is loud? What is too loud? I understand there's probably maybe some reluctance to set a decibel level I don't know why, but I'm not a police officer either, so I don't pretend to know that. But I was wondering if we could follow up with him tomorrow by email or something. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Richard Harrison? Myron Holter? Okay, but that concludes public comment. There is a need to go to an executive session. If the city chairman, you would state the parameters.
Motion is to recess into executive session for a period of time not to exceed 20 minutes to discuss the acquisition of real property as justified by KSA 75-4319B6. In order to aid the discussion, the following individuals should be present: members of the governing body, City Manager Brent Trout, Deputy City Manager Doug Gerber, Interim Administrative and Financial Services Director Nick Hawkins, Public Works Director Jason Peak, Utilities Director Bob Sample, Deputy Utilities Director Braxton Copley, and myself. No action is anticipated to be taken when the open meeting resumes.
I'll take a 5-minute recess. Oh, I'm sorry. Need a motion. Yes. Yes.
Deputy Mayor, we are close to the 10 o'clock hour. I'd like to make a motion to extend to complete the executive session in this business, so we don't go over.
Is there a second? Motion is second. All those in favor vote yes.
Okay, we have 8 yes, Ms. Claire voting no.
8 in favor, the motion passes. So then is there a motion to recess into executive session? Second. All those in favor vote yes, opposed vote no.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, we have 9 yes.
All those, 9 having voted yes, the motion is approved. We'll take a 5-minute break so the room can clear. We have exited the executive session with no action taken. There being no further business before the council, we are adjourned.
You did a fine job,
Thank you.
especially reading.